And that's the point of this video, to say street life is not for everybody. And I've told people that on numerous occasions that, yo, it's very dangerous to jump into the streets in your later years, you know, in your 20s. You know, if you wasn't doing street activity as a juvenile, ain't no point in doing it as an adult. But sometimes the law is still there, especially when you've been around these guys, you know, but for the most part, they know you. So they don't let you get too involved. But a lot of times you get older, you start branching off and meeting new guys, you know, and they don't know your history. And they might be living a certain type of lifestyle, but they don't have the same protection for you as your day one guys. Because they don't know you know, they just know what you tell or know what they see. So they allow you to dibble and dabble in things that you maybe shouldn't have had no part in at all.
So around what age did you jump off the porch and start hanging out in the streets?
I'm gonna say when I came outside for real, I was like 18 type shit.
Okay.
I just turned like 18.
Okay.
But the shit I'm doing now is shit I've been seeing my whole life, you know what I'm saying? I told you I got an older brother. So this shit ain't nothing new for real. It's the same shit I've been seeing. Everything I was doing, I just saw already.
You still young, brother? How old are you?
I'm 21.
21.
Yeah.
Young brother. So how would you say the drill era affected you and your peers? Like, you know, how did that turn y'all up? Can you tell me what that felt like for you and your friends?
Drill music is a main important part to everything that go on. That shit is motivation for the trenches. You be hearing that shit they be talking about. That shit make you want to get in your condo. That shit don't do it for you, bro. That music inspire a lot of kids, though. That shit, yeah.
For sure that. So I wonder what you were doing at 16.
I was 16. Around that time,
you were doing the Soldier Boy.
I was trying to play basketball, but that's around the time I ain't make the varsity team. So at 16 was when I was realizing this shit real. I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna do. Cause you know, after that point, it's like once you don't make that team, it's over.
Runs up to the teens and opens fire.
Hey y'all, listen to this real quick. Summertime finna be a blast. I rap and clap on extra streets, bitch. I'm a shooting star, you know that. Yeah. I'm taking niggas to killing school. Class start next week. You gotta at least have 2 bodies though. For I ain't coming with no. If you ain't got shit, I can't work with no beginners, folks. You gotta at least have a 2. I'm gonna give y'all 2 minimum. I'm gonna start at 2 minimum, cause y'all know why I'm gonna start at 2 minimum. Now I'm just doing it for a tradition. I'm gonna start at 2 minimum, man. 2, you gotta have a minimum of 2. No, anything, you gotta have 2. You gotta have a minimum of 2 of them to come to school. You just gonna sit your dumb ass in this seat, and whatever I say, do it. If you do anything scary, I'm smoking your ass. Nah, I'm just playing. I'ma have to though, cause now like I just thought you was ready and you lied. Now I gotta kill your ass and throw you over there in the lake.
And that's a fact, and we all up them souls. I bet you niggas can't copy that. When we pull up, our 4 doors open, and that's a fact. Yeah, the driver jump out too. I bet you niggas ain't heard of that. I'm shooting out cars, we getting on feet. Mask on, gloves on, tell my bro when we spinning, we gotta do that shit neat. Round to the mill, out alone, in a joint on my own. I ain't worried, I treat police. Know that, pop out, get it on. Tryna play ball, but the net, we gon' do it in the streets. Bitch steady calling my phone, asking when I'm going home. Shit sound back though to me. Running them down, you know we gon' finish them. Niggas think this, they throwing subliminals. Work on the net, they some internet criminals. Want to that niggas, I'd rather just give with them. I'm at your door and I'm at your mama crib. You play with me, you get splat with the Draco shit. Niggas be tough in real life, they be sweet as hell. I push it up and I send niggas straight to hell. Hop out first fuck, I'm drilling that skate. Can't play, won't play, cause they know it ain't safe. If I ever get signed, bitch, then take a shame. Set his own self up, cause he tried to be gay. 2 rollers, 2 cute, you would think that they pay. Me and 50 hopping out, masked up like Jay. They ain't giving, still got it, but we had to go take. Papa, you're getting more, now fly out of space.
saying anybody heading over there to road, use caution because this may be crossfire, and now we getting a person shot. 6647 South Road.
One over there. BOT Sam, they're all coming from the front.
I'll stick that. Do a call back for where they're calling the person shot at.
Yeah, they just called back again. All right. They said a male is shot, fires rolling, 6647 South Road. We'll call them back.
306 Sam, we got multiple casings, 6641 South Road, on the front porch and the sidewalk.
All right, they saying somebody's doing a self-transport right now. They're telling my partner on the phone, trying to figure out what car took them. 306 Adam.
Yeah, 306 Adam. One of the residents at 6641 says they threw a guy in a car and they're on their way to the hospital. I got some blood drops on 6641.
Did they give a description of the vehicle?
Negative. Yeah, so right after the shot spotter, a silver SUV, possibly a Mazda, it's hard to tell, was driving southbound at a high rate of speed off the roads.
All right, possibly a silver SUV, possibly a Mazda. Silver SUV, possibly a Mazda. Way southbound at a high rate of speed off the roads.
324.
324.
Near us, case room, you see if they can see a white maximum on 67, never heard, and check the other place for it.
Being on the crime scene, 320, go ahead, ma'am.
320, I'm going to have 322 to block off the street here at Marquette and Rose.
All right, block off Marquette and Rose. We got 322 blocking off Marquette and Rose. Maybe crossfire, and now we getting a person shot.
They have the name, Jeffrey Harris.
You got hit.
You got man, you on the phone look like a pig.
Hey, smacking shit all across the place.
Everything gonna be now. I don't even do that. All the guys, let's on this line. Everything gonna be.
Oh yeah, everything gonna be. We pop it out, y'all. We finna snip up your today.
All the
Hey,
perks.
we finna get out to yours today. We finna snip up to yours.
I don't even do perks, man.
But you snip one today for shouted.
And I speak up some fact. You got hit.
You got man, you on the phone look like a pig. Yo, what's up, people? We is back. Another day on Keep It G News. And today, y'all, we gotta talk about Bloodhound Lil Jeff, y'all. Very tragic, sad situation. I spoke about it a little bit briefly in an earlier video I did, but y'all see now we back to the regular scheduled program, so it's time to get busy. And I'm going to say something about Lil Jeff that you probably not going to hear on no other channel, and I actually alluded to it in a clip I played for y'all in the beginning where I talked about one of my own homeboys that decided that in their 20s, he wanted to become a street guy. And rest in peace to yo, that's my man. I don't want anybody to ever get it confused. You know, and it's not to slander Lil Jeff, but just to sway the next person that want to be Lil Jeff and decided after 18 or after high school that they want to now steer left or steer right and decide to become a street guy where all we up in their first 18 years of living, they was doing something different. Y'all, that is never a good idea. In most situations, it always end the same. It always end in murder. It always end in indictment. Now, most street guys' life in that way anyway. But it seems like whenever you got these people that decide that after high school they want to be gangsters, it seems like it would always end in the most tragic way possible. And with Lil Jeff, we talking about a drill gone bad that was caught on camera for the world to see. And in this video, it ain't just about Lil Jeff because I want to talk about his parents. And I apologize for the long intro if I ain't already apologized already, yo. But it's a lot to unpack with Lil Jeff. It's a lot to talk about. And y'all heard him talk about when he decided to join these streets. You know, 18 years old, died at 21, yo. He had a 3-year time frame when he decided he wanted to be a gangster. And in this 3-year time frame, allegedly, they say he killed 10 people. Yo, how does that happen? How does a person jump off the porch at 18 years old and by 21, allegedly, they didn't kill 10 people? But I'm going to tell y'all how that happens. That happens because Lil Jeff wanted to be King Von. Lil Jeff wanted to be a follower. And this is what happens so often with followers when you try to compensate for the years that you miss. You know, because most kids jump into or start moving toward the streets around like 12, 9, anywhere from 9 to about 15, 16 years old. Now, some people say, well, what's the difference between 16 and 18 or 15 and 18? And I'm going to tell y'all a lot. Because at 18 years old, you are an adult and you're going to get treated like an adult. When you're a juvenile, you got chances to make those mistakes and still come home and still make out in a juvenile manner. But once you become an adult, you ain't got no room for error. You don't have any room for error. But what happens so often when you got an adult that decides to be a street in year one, a street guy in year one, all you're going to see is error. And I pointed out one of the major errors that happened in that drill that Lord Jeff was allegedly a part of. He bent that corner, fouled that boy around that corner, and had no clue what was around the corner. And what turned out to be around that corner was a man firing a gun. Hit Lord Jeff in his chest. Now, they said he got shot 15 times. They said it was 45 shots all over the scene. But another thing that comes to mind when you think about Lord Jeff too is, once you find out that his parents was complicit in this, and his parents loved the fact that, well, at least his mother loved the fact that he was chasing knives through the streets, it's like, yo, who do you blame? Can you really be sad? At least for his parents? Now, I can feel sympathy for him, yo, because with parents like this, he didn't have a chance. He didn't have a chance. Even though he joined the streets late, that might have been his own decision. His mother and father, they probably ain't cared what he did. But this is what happens, yo, when you got these type of parents. And normally, I always say when these type of parents lose their child, I don't want to see no remorse. I don't got no sympathy because you knew what your child was doing. And in this sense, they participated. Y'all see the text messages back and forth. She talking about, go ahead, son, that's my boy. Like, him chasing around people in the streets and killing people is something to be proud of. You understand? And then you got the father. Like I said, we dealing with both parents. So typically it's just one. But when you got both parents that's somehow confused as to how to raise a child, it's like, yo, can you really blame the child for their actions? Because I know me and my kids at 18 years old, you ain't got no business being in the street, shorty. You going down the wrong path. And every so often, this is what we see. And I know people die in the streets, it don't matter what age you join, yo, but it's like for some reason when you got an 18-year-old or a 20-year-old or decide to become a street guy after high school, it's like, yo, these people lose in the worst way possible. I'm talking about by way of prison or death. The murders are always the worst. Lord Jeff Murder was caught on camera, yo, trying to chase somebody on a drill gone bad. And it went terribly bad. But for his parents, for these messages to get released or whatever it is, I don't know if the Instagram messages or text messages or whatever they is, but for them to be released after his death says a lot about his life and where his life was ultimately hitting. You got the boy sniffing perks, y'all. I told y'all in the next 5 years or 3 to 5 years, he'd have been sniffing dope. So this is not a situation where he was ever going to excel and reach greater pastures and, you know, really turn his rap career into something special because he was already doomed from the beginning. He was doomed from the beginning, y'all. Now the father's talking about clear the streets, like he ready to jump out there head first. But I'm willing to jump out the window without even knowing his father and say he's a goddamn lie, because if that was the case, you'd have been did it and you wouldn't have posted it online. But what did you expect? Like, this is what I'm saying. You got a father that's raising a 21-year-old child who's a drill rapper. You know? And he can't even tell his child, like, yo, drill not the route or drill ain't the way, because he's doing the same thing online that the drill rappers is doing. And that's talking about crimes or speaking on crimes that didn't happen way before it happened and posting it online. Like, yo, this is insane. This is insane, yo. And I feel bad for Lord Jeff, yo, for him to have these type of parents and for him to even have the people around him to allow him to make a decision to decide that he want to run the streets and he want to drill after the age of 18. Now I understand circumstances change, and I spoke about that with him before, where he said once his homeboy got killed, he decided that, you know, it's time for me to jump. But a lot of times when you jump in that sense, you jump too far. And that's what Lord Jeff did. Lord Jeff went from 0 to 100 too fast. And what happens? What happens, y'all, when you go from 0 to 100 too fast? A lot of times you spiral out of control and crash. And that's what Lord Jeff did. That's what we watched on this drill, was Lord Jeff spiraling out of control and crashed. It just so happened that this crash ultimately ended his life. But I know how y'all feel about us in the comments. Like, I'm disgusted at these parents, y'all, for thinking it's a game. And that might goes into what Lord Jeff ultimately thought. He thought life was Grand Theft Auto or Call of Duty, man. In his mind, he probably was going to respawn. Just because you're around it, that don't mean you need to be in it. It's totally different. It's totally different from being around street guys your whole life and watching their situations to ultimately becoming a guy that's in the streets now, being in them situations. It's totally different. And just because you seen somebody react a certain type of way, that don't mean you're going to know how to react when faced with the same adversity. All of that comes with growth. All of that comes with trial and error. But when you decide at 18 on to become a street guy, you don't have time for that error. That error is going to cost you. And a lot of times it costs you your life. Well, I know how y'all feel about us in the comments. Make sure y'all subscribe to the channel. This is another day of Keep It G News. And I'm out.
Nigga can't do what I do, y'all niggas can't copy me. Let's keep shit G. Let's keep shit G. Let's keep the shit G. Let's keep shit G. Let's keep shit G.